In February 2021, Morgan Wallen's world came crashing down. A video surfaced of the country star using a racial slur, igniting a firestorm that threatened to end his career. Behind the headlines and public apologies lay a deeper story of regret, pain, and an unexpected journey of growth. This is the untold tale of how one moment of carelessness became Morgan Wallen's biggest regret, and ultimately, the catalyst for profound change. Morgan Wallen's journey to country music stardom took an unexpected turn when a torn UCL ended his baseball dreams. In the aftermath of this setback, he found solace in music, picking up a guitar and channeling his disappointment into songwriting. This new path wasn't without its challenges, as Wallen struggled to find his unique voice in the competitive country music scene. His breakthrough came in 2014 when he earned a spot on The Voice. Although he didn't win the competition, the exposure proved invaluable, fueling his determination to succeed in the music industry. Following the show, Wallen's career gained momentum. He signed with Big Loud Records and released his debut single, The Way I Talk, which resonated with listeners and helped establish his authentic country credentials. Wallen's collaboration with Florida Georgia Line on Up Down marked a turning point, resulting in his first #1 hit on country radio. This success opened doors and set the stage for his rapid ascent in the country music world. His breakout moment came with Whiskey Glasses, a relatable song about heartbreak that became a massive hit and solidified his status as a rising star. As Wallen's popularity grew, he released more hits like Chasing You and Heartless, a collaboration with Diplo that showcased his ability to blend traditional country themes with modern influences. In 2021, he released Dangerous, the double album, which debuted at #1 on the Billboard 200. This double-length album featured chart-topping hits like More Than My Hometown and 7 Summers, representing the culmination of Wallen's hard-earned success in country music. However, just as Wallen reached the pinnacle of his career, a controversy loomed that would threaten everything he had worked so hard to achieve. On February 2nd, 2021, Morgan Wallen's career took an unexpected turn. As he celebrated the success of his chart-topping double album, a video surfaced that would dramatically alter his trajectory in country music. TMZ released footage captured by a neighbor, showing Wallen using a racial slur while addressing a friend after a night out in Nashville. The impact was immediate and severe, sending shockwaves through the music industry. Within hours, radio stations across the United States, including major networks like iHeartMedia and SiriusXM, pulled Wallen's music from their playlists. The country music establishment, long criticized for its lack of diversity, moved quickly to distance itself from the star. The Academy of Country Music, ACM, halted Wallen's eligibility for their awards and began reviewing their submission process. CMT removed Wallen's appearances from all their platforms, reinforcing its stance against intolerance and behavior that contradicted its core values. As the industry united in its condemnation, fans and the public were divided in their reactions. Some expressed disappointment and anger at Wallen's use of the slur, calling for accountability and reflection on broader issues of racism within country music. Others rallied behind the embattled star, viewing the incident as a mistake rather than a reflection of his character. This divide was starkly illustrated in the paradoxical surge in Wallen's streaming numbers following the controversy. Despite the backlash, Dangerous, the double album, saw an increase in popularity, highlighting the complex relationship between controversy and commercial success in the music industry. As the dust began to settle, Wallen issued a public apology, expressing deep remorse for his actions. "I used an unacceptable and inappropriate racial slur that I wish I could take back," he stated, acknowledging the pain his words had caused. However, as the controversy continued to unfold, many wondered if an apology would be enough to salvage his career and reputation in an industry grappling with its own history of racial insensitivity. As the controversy surrounding Morgan Wallen's use of a racial slur unfolded, a complex divide emerged within the country music world. While industry leaders swiftly distanced themselves from the artist, many fans rallied in surprising support, revealing underlying tensions in the genre. The industry's reaction was immediate and severe. Big Loud Records suspended Wallen indefinitely, with Republic Records backing the decision. CMT removed his music and appearances from their platform, citing a commitment to diversity and inclusion. These actions represented not only a moral stance, but also a significant blow to Wallen's career trajectory. However, As the industry united in condemnation, Wallen's fan base remained largely supportive, expressing their loyalty on social media. This stark contrast between industry backlash and fan support highlighted the complex nature of accountability in the music world. The financial implications for Wallen were considerable. His music disappeared from radio stations nationwide, resulting in a dramatic drop in airplay. The Academy of Country Music halted his eligibility for awards, further limiting his exposure and potential accolades. The incident sparked broader discussions about race relations within country music. Other artists in the genre spoke out, with Maren Morris tweeting, "It actually is representative of our town, because this isn't his first scuffle, and he just demolished a huge streaming record last month regardless." Her words underscored ongoing issues of accountability and the complex relationship between an artist's behavior and commercial success. Faced with mounting pressure, Wallen retreated from the public eye to focus on personal growth. In subsequent statements, he acknowledged the need for serious introspection, marking the beginning of a long journey towards redemption and self-improvement. The country music industry found itself at a crossroads. The incident had exposed deep-seated issues of racial insensitivity and raised questions about the genre's willingness to confront its troubled history. As Wallen began his journey of reflection, the industry was forced to examine its own role in shaping a more inclusive future for country music. The country music establishment found itself grappling with the fallout from Morgan Wallen's controversy, prompting swift and unprecedented responses that signaled a potential shift in addressing racial insensitivity and accountability. Big Loud Records, Wallen's label, took immediate action by suspending his contract indefinitely, a decision bolstered by Republic Records. This move sent shockwaves through Nashville, as it was rare for a label to take such decisive action against a top-selling artist. The ripple effect continued as other major players in the country music world distanced themselves from Wallen. The Academy of Country Music, ACM, halted his eligibility for their 2021 awards, prompting a review of their awards process and highlighting a broader commitment to fostering diversity and inclusion. Country Music Television, CMT, removed Wallen's appearances from all their platforms, reinforcing their dedication to opposing actions that contradicted their core values. The radio industry also took a stand, with major networks like iHeartMedia pulling Wallen's music from their playlists, effectively silencing one of the genre's biggest stars across the airwaves. As the controversy unfolded, it ignited intense debates within the country music community. Music journalist Marcus K. Dowling noted that Wallen's actions had set a tripcord that never existed in country music for racial behavior, highlighting the incident's role as a catalyst for a long overdue reckoning. The controversy also brought to light historical patterns of leniency towards male artists' misconduct compared to their female counterparts, sparking conversations about gender dynamics and accountability in country music. In response to these mounting pressures, the industry began exploring ways to address its troubled history with race relations. There was a push for policy changes and diversity initiatives aimed at creating a more inclusive environment for BIPOC artists, intensifying discussions that had already been influenced by the Black Lives Matter movement. As the dust began to settle, the industry's attempts at self-reflection and reform became more apparent. The CMA's CEO, Sarah Traherne, emphasized the unprecedented nature of Wallen's disqualification from the 2021 awards, underscoring the industry's commitment to addressing unacceptable behavior. The Morgan Wallen incident had undoubtedly shaken the foundations of country music, forcing the industry to confront its past and reimagine its future. As the genre grappled with these challenges, all eyes turned to Wallen himself, wondering how the embattled star would navigate his path forward in this new landscape. In the aftermath of the controversy, Morgan Wallen withdrew from the public eye to focus on personal growth and introspection. He acknowledged the gravity of his actions, telling Billboard, "There's no excuse. I've never made an excuse. I never will make an excuse." This period of self-reflection marked the beginning of Wallen's journey towards redemption. As Wallen worked on himself privately, the country music world watched closely, curious to see if his actions would align with his words. He took concrete steps to make amends and educate himself, engaging in conversations with Black leaders and organizations. These interactions provided Wallen with valuable insights into the impact of his words and the broader issues of racial sensitivity in the music industry. Wallen's efforts extended beyond private conversations. He sought to educate himself on the historical context and cultural significance of the language he had used, demonstrating a commitment to personal growth that went beyond mere public relations. As months passed, anticipation built around Wallen's potential return to the spotlight. In his first post-controversy interview, he reflected on the public perception of his character, saying, "If I was that guy, then I wouldn't have cared. I wouldn't have apologized. I wouldn't have done any of that if I really was that guy that people were saying about me." Wallen's return to public performances marked a significant milestone in his journey. His appearance at the Billboard Music Awards in 2022 represented his first major performance since the incident, signaling a tentative re-acceptance by the industry. This performance, along with subsequent interviews, provided Wallen with a platform to demonstrate the changes he had undergone and the lessons he had learned. Throughout his comeback, Wallen emphasized the importance of accountability and continued growth. He acknowledged that his journey was ongoing, recognizing that rebuilding trust and making amends would be a long-term process. As Wallen took his first steps back into the spotlight, the industry and fans alike evaluated whether his actions truly reflected the personal growth he claimed to have experienced. While Wallen navigated his path to redemption, another force played a crucial role: his dedicated fan base. Their unwavering support would prove to be a significant factor in his comeback, raising questions about the power of fan loyalty in the face of controversy. As the controversy surrounding Morgan Wallen unfolded, an unexpected trend emerged that challenged conventional wisdom about cancel culture. While industry insiders debated Wallen's future, his popularity among fans continued to grow, creating a stark contrast between the industry's reaction and fan response. Despite the swift condemnation and radio bans, Wallen's fan base remained fiercely loyal. This unwavering support highlighted a growing disconnect in the country music world, raising questions about the nature of fandom in the digital age and the complex relationship between artists and their supporters. The strength of Wallen's fan base became even more apparent as supporters took their efforts offline. Fans pooled resources to purchase billboards in major cities, declaring their unwavering support for Wallen. These public displays of allegiance not only boosted Wallen's visibility during his industry exile, but also sent a clear message about the power of fan devotion. Music industry experts and psychologists have noted that this level of fan loyalty often transcends controversies, particularly among certain demographics. Wallen's core fan base, which skews towards older country music enthusiasts, demonstrated a remarkable ability to separate the artist's personal actions from his musical contributions. The impact of this fan support on Wallen's career trajectory was significant. As radio play dwindled and industry accolades were withdrawn, it was the steady stream of fan engagement that kept Wallen's career afloat. This financial lifeline, powered by fan loyalty, provided Wallen with a foundation from which to stage his eventual comeback. Marcus K. Dowling, a respected music journalist, observed that the country music industry's reckoning with racial behavior was complicated by the unwavering support of Wallen's fan base. This dynamic created a tension between the industry's desire to address issues of racial insensitivity and the commercial realities of a star with a devoted following. As Wallen began his journey of reflection and attempted to make amends, his fans' continued support played a crucial role in keeping his music in the public consciousness. Their loyalty created a path for his eventual return to the spotlight, challenging the notion that cancel culture could permanently derail a career in the face of such dedicated fan support. The phenomenon of Wallen's resilient fan base raises broader questions about accountability, forgiveness, and the power dynamics within the music industry. As the country music world grappled with these complex issues, it became clear that the relationship between artists, fans, and the industry was evolving in unexpected ways. The Morgan Wallen controversy sparked intense debates that challenged accountability norms in the entertainment industry. His situation became a focal point for discussions on racial sensitivity and the relationship between artists and their work. The varied reactions to Wallen's treatment and comeback revealed societal divisions. Some viewed his removal from radio and award shows as a necessary response to address systemic racism in country music, while others saw it as excessive, arguing against defining a career by a single mistake. This divide underscored the ongoing struggle to balance accountability and forgiveness in public discourse. As the situation unfolded, cultural critics examined its broader implications. The incident drew attention to inconsistencies in how the industry handles such transgressions, with some noting that consequences often varied based on genre, race, and commercial appeal. The controversy extended beyond Wallen's individual case, touching on deep-seated issues of race and privilege in entertainment. It prompted calls for increased representation and accountability within country music, pushing for more inclusive practices to prevent similar incidents. Wallen's efforts to educate himself and make amends were closely scrutinized. In a 2023 interview, he acknowledged his responsibility, stating, "There's no excuse. I've never made an excuse. I never will make an excuse." This reflection highlighted the complex journey of public figures navigating the aftermath of controversy. The incident also prompted a reevaluation of public accountability. While some argued that swift consequences were necessary to emphasize the seriousness of his actions, others questioned whether such approaches allow for genuine learning and growth. This tension between punishment and rehabilitation became central to discussions about accountability in the digital age. As the controversy settled, its impact on accountability in music became evident. The country music industry, long criticized for its lack of diversity, was forced to confront these issues more directly. Music journalist Marcus K. Dowling observed, "I feel like it set a tripcord that never existed in country music for racial behavior." This shift in awareness represented a potential turning point for the genre. The repercussions of Wallen's experience continue to resonate through the industry. His journey from controversy to chart success has raised complex questions about forgiveness, fan loyalty, and the industry's role in shaping cultural norms. As Wallen navigates his career in the aftermath, his story remains a touchstone for ongoing discussions about accountability, growth, and the evolving landscape of country music. As Morgan Wallen accepts the CMA Entertainer of the Year award in absentia, the country music industry finds itself at a crossroads. This latest development in Wallen's career trajectory raises questions about the future of the genre and how it handles controversial figures. Wallen's current status in country music remains complex. While his commercial success has persisted, the industry's approach to his comeback continues to evolve. The 2024 CMA Awards highlighted this tension, with Wallen's absence from the ceremony sparking intense discussions about his standing in the industry. The long-term effects of the controversy on Wallen's career are still unfolding. In a recent interview, Wallen addressed his past mistakes directly, stating, "There's no excuse. I've never made an excuse. I never will make an excuse." This candid acknowledgement reflects his ongoing efforts to balance personal growth with maintaining his public persona. As Wallen navigates his career, the industry itself appears to be adapting. Awards shows and radio stations have gradually begun to recognize his commercial success, albeit cautiously. This evolving approach raises questions about the future of accountability in country music and how the industry will handle similar situations going forward. The future of Wallen's career and its impact on country music remains uncertain. His recent arrest in April 2024 for throwing a chair from a rooftop bar has reignited discussions about his behavior and its potential consequences. This incident serves as a reminder that Wallen's journey of redemption is ongoing and that public scrutiny remains intense. As the country music industry grapples with Wallen's complicated legacy, it's clear that his experience has already changed the landscape. The industry's response to his controversies has set new precedents for how similar situations might be handled in the future. It has also sparked broader conversations about accountability, forgiveness, and the role of personal conduct in an artist's career. The Morgan Wallen story continues to evolve, challenging perceptions of fame, forgiveness, and the complex relationship between an artist's personal life and their professional success. As we look to the future of country music, the impact of Wallen's journey will undoubtedly be felt for years to come. Morgan Wallen's experience has sparked important conversations about accountability and inclusion in country music. His journey reflects the industry's struggle to address its past while moving forward. The genre now faces pressure to confront racial issues while preserving its cultural roots, a tension that will likely shape its future. As Wallen continues to navigate his career, his story highlights the challenges public figures face in an era of intense scrutiny. Personal growth and public perception often follow different timelines, creating a complex landscape for artists to traverse. The industry's response to Wallen's actions has set new precedents for how it handles controversy and misconduct. The path ahead for country music remains uncertain, but filled with potential for meaningful change. As artists and industry leaders grapple with evolving standards, the genre stands poised for transformation. The coming years may redefine what it means to be a country music star, balancing tradition with progress in an increasingly diverse and socially conscious world.